Okay, the last verbal is the infinitive, and it's very easy in comparison to participles. All right, gerunds are pretty simple, but do you recall that you read many pages ago that the infinitive form of the verb is the form used with to? Examples: to think, to be, to run, to build. Why is this form called the infinitive? What word do you think of? Well, infinite. So something that is infinite is not limited. So what do we mean? Right? If I have the verb to see, I don't know who's doing the seeing. I don't know how many people are seeing, and I don't know the tense, the time of when that scene is taking place. Is it in the future, the present, the past? We don't know. It's just to see. In addition to being the basic form, the one you look up in the dictionary. So if you open any dictionary, you'll see this infinitive of a verb. An infinitive is also a verbal. If it's a verbal, okay, right, it has verbness, but the infinitive can be a noun, adjective, or adverb. Okay, so a noun, adjective, or adverb. Think of a sentence with an infinitive in it. Probably you made up one with the infinitive used as a noun. I like to swim. Now, why is to swim here a noun? Ask yourself. I like to swim. What do you like? I like to swim. So to swim is our direct object. I want to see. I want to see. To see is a direct object for want. And then what do you want to see? Him. So now we have another direct object, but it's for the infinitive. So look, just like a verb, we now know that infinitives can take objects. Same principles. To err is human. Okay, so now the infinitive is a subject. Now the infinitive is a subject. To err is our subject. To err here is our subject. Now notice how we diagram these. We put them on a little hangman, and then there's a slant up where we put the to. To dance is to live. We got a subject and a predicate noun, right? Kind of looks like a person. Number 2 showed you that infinitives can have direct objects. You can immediately, I hope, test out whether infinitives can have predicate adjectives, predicate nouns. I want, what do you want? We have a direct object, to be, right? So that direct object is to be, which means the infinitive is acting as a noun. What do you want to be? Happy. Happy is our predicate adjective. I want to be king. Don't we all? Life of a king is great. King Kodak. So predicate noun, right? That is king, and to be is a direct object for want. Simple so far. All the stuff you've learned before. Can infinitives have adverbial modifiers like real verbs? Why not? Gerunds and participles can, so why not infinitives? I like to swim. So look, let's identify all of the infinitives. To swim. I like to swim. I like to swim. I like to swim. Where? In the pool. So in the pool is modifying to swim. So how do you diagram that? Very simple. Just think about it. I like to swim. So I'm going to have my I like to swim. Then we're going to have this is where to swim is going to be. Okay, you can fill in the blanks. That's where the infinitive is going to be. In the pool. Well, where does in the pool go? Goes under. In the pool. Just like that. Okay, I don't have to type it out, but you get it. All right. I like to swim in the pool. I like to swim for exercise. Answers why. Another prepositional phrase. I like to swim lazily. Answers how. I like to swim at night. Answers when. Right? Prepositional phrase. Again, diagram them just like you've been diagramming them. So far, we have learned that infinitives can have complements and adverbial modifiers. What about subjects? He wants to swim. He wants me to swim. They asked to sing. They asked him to sing. The first sentence of each pair indicates that the action of the infinitive is to be done by the subject. The second sentence of each pair are quite different. The me and the him are to do the action of the infinitive. He wants me to swim. It's almost like me, right? It's an indirect object, right? Is it? He wants me to swim. So me here, right, is a is the subject for to swim, because me to swim, right? This is the subject, him. But notice it's not in the nominative case, right? It's in the objective case. Why? Think about that. An interesting thing about the me and him is their case. Remember case, nominative, objective, possessive. Nominative, you were told, is for subjects and predicate nominatives, but not for subjects of infinitives. The subject of an infinitive is in the objective case. The rule is similar to the subject of a gerund in the possessive case, okay? And you think about it. He wants me to swim. What does he want, right? To swim? But for who? Me? Think about why that's the case. So they do take subjects, but they're going to be in the objective case. Okay. So far, so good. We must also explore infinitives as adjectives and adverbs, right? The book to read is true grit. All right, here we have an adjective, right? So it's an adjective. The infinitive is an adjective. The book to read is true grit. Here's how you diagram it. Answering which one. Put it, it's a normal adjective line. I came to help. Why did you come? To help. The infinitive goes here, right? Under the verb. So go ahead and diagram these. Okay. One tricky thing, it's really the only tricky thing. In sentence 9, to see can be turned as y. Okay. There's one more tricky thing about infinitives. They were so nice, weren't they? You just looked for to followed by a verb and figured out what it was doing. Well, take a look at this. I saw him take the cookies. I saw, I is the subject, right? If we break this down, it's the main subject. What's the verb? Saw. What did you see? Him take. So him is like a subject for take, right? I saw him take. There's actually an implied to. Now, I know that would sound really strange. I saw him to take, okay? But there's actually an implied to, you can say, all right? The infinitive, like we drop the to because it would sound quite awkward. I saw him to take. That sounds awkward. I saw him take, okay? And then we have, what did he take? The cookies, and that's a direct object. So that's the only real strange thing about infinitives. Certain verbs such as see, let, and make may be followed by infinitive constructions which have a subject followed by an infinitive without the to. So it's only certain verbs, okay? They let him go. So him go. They let him to go, right? We made him wait. We made him to wait. Okay, you can actually, some older writings will actually keep the to. Right, now we have covered all the verbals. Polish your new skills by diagramming these sentences, which include gerunds, participles, and infinitives. Okay, and that's it for verbals.